Now, an interesting thing about these transceivers is that they are being constructed. They are frequently silicon wafer based integrated circuit systems, and they are in demand for use in electronic equipment, including cell phones, USB, Wi-Fi, transceiver items, etc. And laptops is another. An interesting thing related to use of these transceivers in battery operated equipment is that there is a tremendous pressure for these transceivers not to use up a lot of power. In addition, in the USB systems, in the home Wi-Fi setup boxes, and particularly in the cell phones, there is very little available free space. And so there is a tremendous pressure to create these transceivers as small as possible with respect to how much physical space they use up. Of interest, this is a industrial manufacturing process that includes the theoretical design of these structures and then the demonstration that the theoretical design is appropriate by creating one of them. Then the demonstration that the commercially available production facility capabilities would be able to create a lot of them. And then the production systems that can create a lot of them. And the companies that make these items are in competition with each other because they want to be the source or supplier. Companies like Texas Instruments or AMD or Intel or Qualcomm are all wanting to be the companies that are chosen to supply these transceivers. And so there is a battle going on to make them as small and as energy efficient and as inexpensive as possible. And I think from the robot point of view, we're just cheering them on. We are sort of like the spectators that don't have enough money to buy tickets for seats. We're down in the grass at the end of the field and we're watching these semiconductor giants fight it out, spending their money, their talent, and their employees to make better and better, smaller and smaller, more and more energy efficient 60 gigahertz data transfer radio frequency transceivers. And we, the robot people, are putting our hands in the air and saying, go, go, go. Make it smaller, make it faster, make it less power intensive. Please do this. And our plan as robot people is to take these transceivers and use them in the robot, having allowed another company to spend all of its money to make these transceivers to be optimized. And this is why I've chosen this particular shape and this particular configuration and this particular size for these transceivers, because this is the size, shape, and configuration that they tend to have in the world of transceivers for Wi-Fi equipment. And the interesting thing is that all of these production processes are competitive, and they need people to do that who have the talent. And the way that people learn about doing this is to go to universities and get education, including PhDs, in all of the facets of the creation of microelectronic integrated circuits in silicon chip wafer systems, including that most of the time when these transceivers are constructed, even though they're going to be put one by one, just one of them, in a cell phone, the way they're going to make them is they're going to make them just like this in a line of them. And the PhDs, students, get their PhD by demonstrating better ways, more efficient ways of creating these transceiver chips. And when they do this, they create a PhD thesis, and they're very proud of their thesis, and they're using their thesis to get a job. So their thesis does not have a limitation on the number of pages, so their thesis discussion is extremely good, extremely detailed, and includes only the most important and appropriate information at the time on this topic. In addition, they describe quite clearly and without any reservations exactly how they made whatever it was they were making and how it works and what its specifications are. And the universities are very proud of their PhDs and want more people to apply, and they want grants and recognition. So the universities are more than happy to publish these PhD theses and not to restrict them or take them offline. And so if you want to read about and understand these 60 gigahertz Wi-Fi transceiver devices, you can find out as much information as you want about them. It's all there.